Where did Jenny and Matt first meet? It was at Helen and Barry's joint 50th birthday celebration. A lot of us were there, including myself, and those of you who were there and either knew Jenny or Matt at the time couldn't fail to notice on that day, on that evening, something special has actually occurred. Even I noticed that something was going on that evening, so that's how fairly obvious it was. I don't remember too much detail about the evening. Sorry, Baz. Perhaps that was because it was... Yeah, that might have been it. But I can tell you that if you put me back in that room now, I can tell you where these two stood for most of that evening. Because it was very obvious that they liked each other. And I say it was obvious to the entire room that they liked each other. Yeah, so we couldn't fail to notice that. Not many parents are actually privileged to see one of their daughters meet the love of their life. So I'm lucky. From then on, of course, it wasn't Jenny or Matt, it was Jenny and Matt. It was continuously, well, Matt and Jenny, depending which side you were viewing. But they were then an item, and they were an item and have been since. And I've watched them from that day develop, but hardly unflinchingly, their love has shown all the time. So it was almost, it was set in stone from that day. It was almost an accepted thing that it was going to be Jenny and Matt forever. Yeah. And they've been together and helped each other. I've seen them all helping each other since then. At school, let's not forget how long ago this was. 2013, that evening was. So we're talking 8 years. So yeah, at school. If they're any good at maths, then we're on it. University, where they seem to, they went to separate universities, Warwick and Coventry, and those of you who are better educated than me will know that Warwick is actually in Coventry, which kind of surprised me until it didn't surprise me at all. And then, of course, supporting each other at work and running a home together, owning a dog, Puppy, who sadly can't be with us today. And marriage now, which we've all been privileged to witness. So I'm sure the constancy of their love for each other, which has already extended for the last 8 years, will remain solid amidst all that life will throw at them, and there's undoubtedly a lot that will be thrown at all lives. But their love will nurture and support a long and happy life together, I'm sure of that.
A very warm welcome to the Parish Church of St Mary Magdalene in Brampton as we gather here this afternoon for Matt and Jenny's wedding.
I, Matthew Jordan, take you, Jennifer Francis,
to be my wife,
to be my wife,
to have and to hold,
to have and to hold,
from this day forward,
from this day forwards,
for better, for worse,
for better, for worse,
for richer, for poorer,
for richer, for poorer,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
to love and to cherish,
to love and to cherish,
till death us do part,
till death us do part,
according to God's holy law,
according to God's holy law,
in the presence of God,
in the presence of God,
I make this vow.
I make this vow.
Jenny, it's your turn. I, Jennifer Francis, take you, Matthew Jordan,
I, Jennifer Francis, take you, Matthew Jordan,
to be my husband,
to be my husband,
to have and to hold,
to have and to hold,
from this day forward,
from this day forward,
for better, for worse,
for better, for worse,
for richer, for poorer,
for richer, for poorer,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
to love and to cherish,
to love and to cherish,
till death us do part,
till death us do part,
according to God's holy law,
according to God's holy law,
in the presence of God. I make this vow. Bless you.
I make this vow.
Jenny, I give you this ring
As a sign of our marriage,
as a sign of our marriage.
with my body I honour you.
With my body, I honour you.
All that I am, I give to you.
All that I am, I give to you.
And all that I have, I share with you.
And all that I have, I share with you.
Within the love of God,
Within the love of God,
Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
So will it go on? Yeah.
Matt, I give you this ring
As a sign of our marriage,
as a sign of our marriage.
with my body I honour you.
With my body, I honour you.
All that I am, I give to you.
All that I am, I give to you.
And all that I have, I share with you.
And all that I have, I share with you.
Within the love of God,
Within the love of God,
Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Great, will it go on?
It will, it will.
Yeah.
There you go.
In the presence of God and before this congregation, Matt and Jenny have given their consent and made their marriage vows to each other. They have declared their marriage by the joining of hands and by the giving and receiving of rings. I therefore proclaim that they are husband and wife. And Matt, I reckon you can kiss the bride.
First of all, we'd like to welcome you all and want to thank you all for coming to our special day. And we're so thrilled to have had so many of our friends and family here, especially after the last year. And thank you all so much for your generous gifts and contributions. I can honestly say today wouldn't be the same without you all. Matthew, once upon a time on a boat far, far away, poor Richard had the unfortunate task of being paired with me during his watch of an overnight sail across the English Channel. Richard was steering and trying to make small talk, while I was wearing about 500 layers and was curled in a ball, nibbling on a digestive and praying I would be able to keep it down. Not helping at all with the sailing. Richard was asking me what school I went to and whether I knew anyone from Longstands in St Ian's. I didn't, so I said no. And Richard asked if I knew anyone called Matt King, because he's in my year. Again, I said no. Little did I know, that was the name of my future husband.
Wingman!
Now we've been together for 8 years, and I can honestly say I've never been happier. Over the past 8 years, we've both grown and evolved into stronger, more confident and braver versions of the 17-year-olds we were when we met. When I'm with you, I feel safe and excited to try new things together. I've also developed a love of dogs thanks to you and Henry, something many people have tried and failed to achieve. When I started university, I struggled to adjust to such a new, independent way of life. I felt terribly homesick and alone at times. And you were the one person to support and encourage me when I felt lost or lonely. 1 second. I loved your commitment to me and our relationship even in the very beginning. You came to every party, every family gathering, and visited me every other weekend at university. I was over the moon when you started at Coventry, because even back then I knew I wanted to spend the rest of my life with you. It sounds cheesy, but our souls are moulded together perfectly. We're both introverted and a bit on the lazy side. We've binge-watched many a TV show, eaten many takeaways, and been the wallflowers at many parties together. We can bay ourselves around each other and drive each other forward, both in our personal and professional lives. Since university, we've been busy building an amazing life together. We have our lovely house in Flitwick and our gorgeous baby Labrador Poppy. Raising and training Poppy has been our most challenging and enjoyable adventure yet. And I can't wait for our little family to grow and to take on future challenges with you. Matt, I love you more and more every day. Say to Matt, everyone.
Jennifer, when I saw you today, I was knocked a bit speechless. I just thought, wow, there wasn't any words to describe how beautiful you look. When I saw you coming down the aisle, my knees started knocking. But when you finally got there with me, I just relaxed. Just knowing I'm sharing the rest of my life with you makes me feel like I've already succeeded. We've been planning this wedding for what feels like an eternity now. I say we. Perfect bit of being a man is that weddings just plan themselves. Jennifer, I remember when we first met at my aunt and uncle's 50th. You were actually the one who approached me, despite me staring at you like a creep all night. Little did I know until a few years ago it was actually Julie who told you to go and speak to that quiet boy at the end of the table. Good call, Julie. Throughout that night, I was prodded by a drunken Andy, one of the best men, my brother, to go and ask for her phone number. It wasn't until Jenny actually started leaving that I thought I should do that. I always thought to myself, I should live with you for a year before I proposed, but I knew long before that you were the one. And speaking of proposals, that was one of the most nerve-wracking moments of my life. Not because I didn't know if you'd say yes, I knew she would, but because I wanted it to be perfect. And was it perfect? No. Did I get down on one knee and make a big speech? No. But it was the perfect representation of you and me, with me sort of tripping over and falling flat on my face, and you reassuring me that it went without a hitch. Since I've met you, I've always strived to better myself, and you've always been there by my side to support and correct me when I'm wrong. You've made me a better person, you've brought me out of my shell, and for every step I've taken, you've been there to take it with me, no matter how big, small or scary. Jennifer, you're the boat that keeps me afloat. I love you with all my heart. Thank you for choosing me.